Synchronicity University is proud to present some of the most brilliant astrologers on the planet, and you've got a little time left to join our September programs for as low as just $5 a class, an unheard of rate to learn from these astrologers. Learn more and sign up now at synchronicityuniversity.com. Links below. Hello, fabulous Cancer. Welcome to your horoscope for the month of August 2025. I am your astrologer, Nadiya Shah. Thank you for being here. This month provides us with one of the most important glimpses that we are going to get into a world that we are going to be much more immersed in once it is that we get to the middle of next year. And a lot of it comes down to what's being called the Great Sextile or the Grand Sextile. It is a larger harmonious configuration between all the outer planets. We get Uranus and Pluto and Neptune and Saturn, all of these three speaking in harmony. However, what makes this month special is how other power players get in on the action. Mainly, we are talking about Mars. Mars will, on the 5th or 6th of the month, depending on where you are on the planet, will change signs, will move into the part of the sky for you that has to do with what's happening at home and your past and your living situation and your family of origin. And as Mars steps in here, we'll immediately set up what is called a grand trine, but really because it's also across the sky from Neptune and Saturn, it is forming what's called a kite formation with other power players, but really you add in more elements and what we get is a near Star of David, a phenomenal, much larger configuration playing out in the sky of harmony, of change, of how it is that things can actually work out to be quite the blessing. Now, for you, it is these energies that are, on the one hand, speaking to parts of the sky for you that are profound and personal. That's all the air energy being lit up and the fire energy being lit up. Well, those are parts of the sky for you that speak to what's happening with the workhouses, if you will. And so I mention this because these are big energies and they tend to be felt in ways that are kind of free floating, all encompassing. As we move later into the month, it's going to be Saturn and Neptune on one side, speaking with precision to the minute with Uranus in harmony. Saturn and Neptune are moving through the top of your sky, and it is going to be Uranus that will continue to move through the sign just before yours. And the way I see this is karmic blessings, growth where it comes to your career and success as you uniquely define it, and what you think is worth working on and giving your all to and cultivating a legacy that matters to you. Now, for all that, on the 9th of the month, we do have this month's full moon. And this full moon takes place in a part of the sky for you that has to do with profound change, truth, transformation, regeneration, and wealth is covered here as well. And so, with this very profound part of the sky having to do with understanding what stays, what goes, and what's really inside of you, what you no longer want in your life and where it is you're ready to begin again, that you're consciously choosing endings and beginnings. But also, this part of the sky has to do with wealth, how you understand it, how you cultivate it. Here's what's fascinating. Yes, we have this larger, incredible configuration at play. However, the full moon itself, it is essentially unaspected, meaning that it's not really talking to other power players. It's not involved in the grand sextile energy at all. And what to me that suggests is so much of that full moon energy is going to be about what you feel. The feeling part of it is emphasized that much more. Now, if there were other power players speaking to this full moon, I would say, okay, maybe you're trying to access funding or, maybe you're trying to get a mortgage, for example. Now, if this is going to work out financially in terms of attracting resources, it's just going to happen. It's just going to find you. It's going to feel rather unexpected in some way. However, also possible with this is that it's more about the personal journey. It's about you understanding some truths about yourself, how far you've come, how much you've changed, how you don't need to go back or repeat certain patterns, what has transformed for you, and allowing certain healthy closures for you, energetic and otherwise. I think that's going to be an important emphasis of this full moon energy. Also possible defining wealth differently, emotionally, spiritually, and connecting with it on that level ends up being an important part of how you navigate this time. Connecting to the wealth within yourself that keeps you wealthy in all kinds of ways going forward from here. Power moves, right, are part of this part of the sky, but I think you're going to understand that the power is within. And this part of the sky having to do with authenticity, what it is to be authentically you, I think that is going to be a much stronger focus for you now. As we navigate forward, it is going to be on the 11th of the month that Mercury officially goes direct. And Mercury has been retrograde in a financial part of the sky. And so normally with Mercury retrograde, I like to advise people on the one hand, don't make big life-changing commitments and be mindful of communications going wonky. But then we look at where it is that Mercury is retrograde, because that area of life and your activities within it over the last weeks, once Mercury goes direct, you see it differently. And for you, Mercury has been spending this retrograde season in a part of the sky that has to do with money you earn and money that you spend. And so for some, it might have been going back and doing something you did before to earn money. That might have been part of how this energy played out. But I think for a lot of Cancers out there, this is going to have to do with understanding your spending as of recently differently. And for some, it's going to be something you spent money on that you thought was really important to you, that really mattered to you, that you thought you were getting a really good deal maybe. It just looks different once it is that Mercury goes direct. Sometimes you realize you got the wrong thing or it just doesn't satisfy you. It's not what you really want anyways. Sometimes it's a lot more about what it is that you purchased, now not really being the thing you actually need. Or it could be that you just see it for what it was or what it is. You spent it, it's fine, it's done, and you move forward. It could be you realize your motivations behind how you spent or how you've been earning and reflect on it differently now. And so your answers are going to be uniquely your own. But for all that, I do find that this energy at this time speaks volumes to an understanding of healthy self-love, healthy self-esteem. It isn't just about money. It's about your relationship to money. That's been part of the opportunity here, to examine more deeply what prosperity is going to mean to you. How are you going to define it? How are you going to align with it? It isn't necessarily about taking steps towards it when you've got a Mercury retrograde here. But as Mercury goes direct, you'll have a clearer understanding of what it is that you might want to do next. It's part of aligning with a clear sense of intention with how you earn and spend, and also what healthy self-love looks like for you. Now, on the following day, the 12th of August, we are going to have the most romantic day of the year, as some astrologers call it. This is when Venus meets Jupiter in the sky. And this meeting is happening in your sign. It's not just about love. I'll talk about love more specifically in just a moment, but it's about you feeling connected to self, feeling prosperous, feeling generous, feeling open to an energy of ease and happiness and abundance that isn't just about money. It might be, but about your own sense of indulgence and happiness and seeing yourself lovingly, connecting to a spirit, a higher energy of love and abundance is part of this. And really, it's just happiness. Do something that means that you're tapping into the best of this vibration by doing something that is genuinely joyous for you, that helps you to connect with an energy of love, however it is that you define that, or at least fun or pleasure. That's when you're tapping into this energy to your advantage. This is Jupiter, and with Jupiter, you've really got to be active with it in order to make it count for something. This is energy of faith. So any action taken with faith can have absolute windfalls for you at this time and under this vibration. This is a very fortunate energy for you in particular, perhaps one of the luckiest days of the year for the Cancerians out there. Now, as we navigate forward, the 23rd of the month is when we will have this month's new moon. And this new moon is fascinating, not just because it's a new moon and that in and of itself is rather fascinating, but this is a new moon at 0 degrees, which means it really is at the very beginning of this part of your sky, a part of the sky that has to do with siblings, cousins, neighbors, communication, writing, expression, teaching, learning, all of that is covered here. And so we get here this new moon at 0 degrees, and 0 degrees represents an energy that it's like it's begun, but we don't really know what's begun. A new moon is a new beginning. But what is this new beginning, right? Just as we want a seed moment, it's like we don't really know what seed is actually being planted, especially in these areas. And so when we get a 0 degree energy, it does suggest it might not be the exact moment to know what you're moving forward with or how to even move forward, but to stay open, to see what it is that you might feel at this time. Now, what we also get with this is this energy of this new moon is going to be speaking in tension with Uranus, which is a wild card factor if there ever was one. But it's also as part of a larger configuration called a yod with Saturn and Neptune and with Pluto. And it is that new moon that is receiving all that yod energy. And yod energy is energies that show up by surprise, seemingly out of nowhere, but have the opportunity to be resolved very quickly. But it's like the events are karmic. They're very fated. You add to this, it's the outer planets that are involved in all of these configurations that are speaking with this new moon, which emphasizes the karmicness, which means stuff's going to happen and it's going to come out of nowhere, but you're also able to find solutions and adjust very quickly as well, helping you to understand yourself differently in some way. And for you, understanding your mind, understanding your power of speaking, understanding the insight that you bring in terms of your expression. But there's something else to take into consideration if all of this wasn't enough, and that is the fact that next month we will have a solar eclipse in this same part of the sky, and that solar eclipse will happen at the very end of this sign. So again, a wild card of a new beginning. But that new beginning coming is going to be connected to whatever's happening now. And that new beginning will come hand in hand with an ending. So I'll be here to talk about it every step of the way. Suffice it to say, coming back to this month, coming back to this new moon, it might be a time when very quickly you are paying attention to a matter having to do with a sibling, cousin, or neighbor in your life. You're feeling the need or desire to be present with one of these people now. And it might also be at this time that synchronicity is operating very much on high. That doesn't mean easy moments, harmonious moments, but it does mean that you are in the right place at the right time to have an experience that ends up being significant for you. It matters to you. It helps you to understand yourself and whatever's happening around you differently in some way. Uranus is going to be in the sign just before yours, speaking with this new moon. And so whatever comes up again, it is out of nowhere. And yet you handle it with grace, with insight, with understanding. As much as it feels like a surprise, well, it also brings forward sheer brilliance with this part of the sky having to do with mind and ideas. If ever there was a time to actively engage this energy so that you are brainstorming, to give it something to do, this really would be it. So this is the time to write out whatever you need to write out, or brainstorm whatever it is that you need to come up with great ideas. If there's something you're desiring to express, to write, to teach, that's where you want to focus this energy to come up with the plans, the outlines, and all the ways in which you might tap into this energy to your advantage by having ideas and insights that maybe you didn't expect. And again, seemingly out of nowhere, some of these ideas might come up. And the words that you speak, the genius that comes forward, just might be part of this wild card energy that takes you by surprise, but really helps leave you feeling changed, better in some way. And I think that's also part of how you use that yod energy to find a way to very quickly adjust, but also resolve if something feels like it's coming up. For many, it's just going to be your own mind, your own ideas, your own thought processes that are especially active now. And so just give them something to do. You resolve this energy, you move forward. Where it comes to matters of love, the most romantic day of the year is happening when Venus meets Jupiter, and they are meeting in your sign. This is a really big deal. Now, I'm going to take a step back. It is at the very end of last month, end of July, that we are going to have Venus connecting in tension with Saturn and with Neptune. And those energies do suggest disappointment, limitation in love, especially for you. Maybe being a bit down on yourself where it comes to the love you have, the love that you want, the love that was, right? Some of that might be playing out here. However, it's almost like it's a disappointment that has to happen so that you can get to the big blessing once you navigate towards the middle of the month. The most romantic day of the year is happening in your sign. This is a once in 12-year event. And when it happens, you are a magnet to all kinds of things, all kinds of good things, actually. And so outside of love, whatever it is that you're trying to magnetize towards you, go for it. Do something. It's Jupiter. You've got to back it up with some type of action. Even symbolic action can go a really long way. But in the context of love, love is something that has a lot of faith with it at this time. And that means you are connecting to a spirit of knowing you deserve the best. And under this energy, what that looks like for you is probably going to play out. It might not be what you expect, but yeah, what is best for you, you just might get it at this time. For those of you open to meeting someone new, again, you are a magnet under this energy. Do what feels fun for you to do. Connect with a spirit of your unique beauty, whatever that might be. Strive to see it in yourself, within yourself, as you navigate this time, because it is going to be this time that's going to help you to see something in yourself that you can feel good about, and that feeling good is going to attract wonderful moments, experiences towards you at this time. And so be out and about. Really, that's it. Just be out and about in some way, because a love connection becomes very possible under this vibration. And at the very least, you're going to enjoy yourself. You're going to have a lot of fun. It can also be a vibe where if you've been holding on to hurt from the past, this just might be the moment that heals that so that you can be open to greater love than you've known before. For those of you just starting to date someone, it's a turning point moment. And it is a very all or nothing moment for the Cancerians out there. Either you're going to see things in this person that you really, really like, and you're moving towards love and you're feeling the love, or you have enough faith in love to realize it ain't here and you're going to go another way. Either way, you're aligning with greater love than you knew before. And for those of you in an established bond, the overwhelming majority are going to find this is a time of sweetness and light and softness and ease with you and your partner and your relationship. There's a greater sense of bonding, a greater sense of emotion that feels so overpowering and so beautiful. Nurture that. That is a beautiful thing. There is going to be that small percent out there. If you felt for a while that you might not be in the right relationship for you, this is the faith enough in the principle of love to figure out what it is you might want to do next. Whether that means having faith in the relationship so that you're pouring your heart out and connecting on a heart level, or having faith enough to go another way. What I love about this month for you, there's so much here. It's a powerful and meaningful astrological moment. I'm going to say, I love Venus conjunct Jupiter in your sign. Come on, it's the star of the show in general, and it's happening in your sign. This is very special. Wherever it is you want to tap into this energy to do something that makes you feel beautiful, makes you feel at your best, to do something that helps you to connect with an energy of love, a spirit of love within yourself, a spirit of abundance within yourself. Use this energy well. It is incredibly fortunate Take a chance wherever it is that it matters to you. You've got so much cosmic support for having things go better than expected. Well, thank you so much for watching. You can get a video like this each and every week for each and every sign for as low as just $3 a month with Choose Your Membership rate. Higher tiers get you things like all access passes to Synchronicity, university events, consultations with me, and so much more. All of this in the Superstar space at NadiyaShahSuperstars.com. Links are in the description below. And thank you again for watching. It'll be a great month. Enjoy.